Hey, it's me, your high heels in the boardroom, cocktails at midnight, luxury loving, dill closing, no filter boss babe. And that is Salty City. Come with me for some real talk, big goals, zero apologies, and let's get salty. Hey everybody, welcome back to Salty City. I am stoked for today because I have one of my favorite individuals, Sam Hobson Fairman with Sauce Media with me today. Hi, Sam.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. Welcome to Salty City.
It's great to be here.
Yes. So it's so fun having you on because going back, you really helped me launch some of my business here. I guess my daughter introduced me to your brand or to Sauce Media, and you really helped launch my vision for my real estate and my podcast, and just loved everything you did.
No, and you're literally a dream client. So it was so fun. It's such an honor. And I feel like we found each other at the right time. It was perfect.
Yes, it was so good.
Yeah.
Well, I love everything that you've done. So I'm so excited to have you on here. Let's start with you and Sauce Media. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So Sauce, funny enough, is not my first business and it's not my second business. And I believe this is my third business. So yeah, I actually had two businesses for sure before, maybe some quasi in between, but I have learned the hard way on what works and what doesn't for brands. And so I guess I'll kind of rewind of how we really got to this place. My early 20s, I got into styling. So my degree was in fashion merchandising. And so I was a freelance wardrobe stylist. And this was at the very peak of Instagram popping off, when everyone was, going up to the mountains with photographers and they had their wide brim hats, the golden days, And I had been working at Free People as well. So I got really connected there, which was nice. And I was able to pull clothes there. And that was the first time I really understood what pulling looks would be for shoots.
Yeah.
So I started learning the ropes of styling, and then I was going to school for it. And it was just this fun creative outlet. Okay. And so, yeah, I was doing it for free for so long. And then I was posting about it and really kind of building a portfolio. And then I started getting hired by bigger companies. So I styled for Coleman Sports and Cotopaxi, all these random commercials, so random. But what I realized in doing this was I really wanted more control over the whole process. And the way that my brain thinks is in more of an ecosystem. This is probably the worst thing to say, but I'm a terrible employee, but I'm a really good business owner because I want to do everything, but I know what needs to be done, but it's I can't be in one lane, if that makes sense. I need to be in all the lanes.
Oh, completely. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yes. From there, what I thought would be the next best thing was to start an online clothing boutique, which I'm going to save all the drama. It was so bad. First of all, I did such a bad job with it. It was so traumatizing. It started with a friend and that felt the whole friendship fell through.
Oh, no.
We can talk about some lessons learned there. But yeah, so I did that for 2 years and I ended up closing shop and opening a second business, which I had learned from my first one, where I had a little section on my clothing website of I was selling vintage pieces that I was finding, and I've always been a thrifter. I love vintage, I love all of that, and I would find pieces where I'm this is not meant for me. I'm obsessed with it. For some reason it doesn't feel like it belongs to me, so I'm going to sell it to someone and help them find each other, the right home. So I was selling on my clothing site, and that was what was doing the best, was reselling the vintage as opposed to my collections. So I reopened a business like that. And as I was doing it, again, I'm realizing bandwidth. Okay, I can only sell one piece of one thing. I'm feeling really inspired here. How can I get more intentional with the overall branding and, have depth and all of that? And this is honestly what I feel was a divine moment. This did not plan. I had never had this idea before, but I was in a random hair salon and I was liquidating my old boutique clothes. And out of nowhere, I'm I should ask the owner if she needs someone to do her social media. I have no idea why. Like, I had not done social media. I had done it for like, you know, places I worked, and
Yeah.
like as like the receptionist, I just took it on as like a random thing. I would make posts, whatever. But I knew I was good at making content, and I feel like I like got the vibe. So I'm like, okay, like I'm going to say that I do social media. So I asked her, and she's like, actually, that's so weird. I've been looking for someone to do that for me. Like, what do you charge? And that was when I realized, I'm like, okay, like maybe there's something here. So I started working with her. And then at the time too, I was working part-time at a med spa.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. I didn't even think to ask her this. We were in like a team meeting one day, and after the meeting, it was like, ding, I'm going to go ask her if she needs help with social media. So I go back, I'm like, hey, by the way, I do social media. I literally had one client and I would love to like work alongside you, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, absolutely, you're hired. And it was like this moment of like, wait, okay, there's something here. People need this. And for some reason, I do, like, now that I'm like doing it, like I understand it. It's like, it's something that my brain just clicks onto and like understands.
Yeah.
So from there, it was, this was all like about like 6 months before COVID. So I went so hard on outreach and introducing myself to people. I'd walk into coffee shops and hair salons and any like fun brand that I could think of that would need social media.
Yeah.
And just pitched myself. And I started getting clients. I got a ton of no's. Like, it wasn't like every person was saying yes.
100%.
But then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was toast. I'm like, finally, I freaking get a business off the ground. And then COVID hits and whatever. But it was actually when everything kicked off for me, because everyone was locked down and the only touch point they had to their audience was social media. So my clients were honestly like, it was all like word of mouth at that time, where they're like, hey, I've got this girl, you should hire her, blah, blah, blah. So I really started growing then. And that's when I knew I needed to start hiring a team. So that was like the start of Sauce, and here we are now,
That
like
is
6 years later. So
I love that.
thanks.
What a cool story. Like, I just love that. I mean, I feel like so many people that have found success, it kind of just happens to dawn on them with an idea, and you just figure it out. You run with it. And that's what I'm hearing from you. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't really know, you just kind of picked up the phone and you went for it. You went business to business, and girl, you are so successful. Like, I was looking at some stats.
Oh, thanks. Oh my
and I was
God.
like, damn, like,
Thank
you were
you.
killing it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you essentially started 2019, right? That's when Sauce started. And you have an additional studio now. So you're in Salt Lake.
Yep.
And you can tell a little bit about your studio in New York.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, 6 years in, I mean, and to touch really quick on what you're saying about like the big idea.
Yeah.
I actually used to, because I have always been like a podcast junkie. I'm sure anyone that's listening to this probably relates. I literally like would eat podcast episodes like my life depended on it. Like, I would just consume them so much. And I remember, like, especially when I was not doing well with my businesses, people would say like, oh, it just came to me, or it just fell into my lap. And I remember being so like bummed by that answer, because I'm like, I'm trying so hard and it's not working. But then it really, like, the idea that did work did kind of fall in my lap. So all of that is to say, like, the right thing finds you, and like when you're ready for it. So anyway, yes. So now we're 6 years in. We have opened a photo studio in Salt Lake, and then we opened our second photo studio actually in New York, which sounds so random and crazy.
Yeah.
And it is so random and crazy how I got here. So I actually started my photo studio in the Goldman Sachs like 10,000 small business program.
Okay.
So it's this program where you have to apply, make a certain amount, like hit all these credentials, whatever. And I got accepted somehow into this program. And in this program, you basically make like a growth plan for your business. So like, what's next? And mine that I took through the whole project was my photo studio, because I've been wanting to do this for so long. It makes so much sense with my business model and all of that. In that program, like, I had all of the logistics laid out, whatever. And then I opened this about a year later. And one of the things that I said in my growth plan was, in 5 years, I want to open a studio in New York.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like such a crazy goal.
Yeah.
And I just love New York. I just want to be there. Honestly, I like opened it because I just want an excuse to go there and write it off. So
I love it.
So yeah, I had opened Relish, my first photo studio, and within a week I had this girl reach out to me out of nowhere. She DM'd me and she was like, hey, I met one of your employees in New York and he was telling me all about you, and was like, telling me that we needed to connect and we were so similar. And then I went and looked at your account and you opened a photo studio, and I want to do the exact same thing here. Any chance you'd be interested in partnering? I get these DMs, like I'm sure you've seen this all the time, where
Yeah.
people are like, we should start a business.
Yeah,
Or like, this is
100%.
like the
Yeah.
craziest, coolest opportunity ever. And it's never
You're
ending.
like, okay.
Like, I don't know. But for some reasons, like something like clicked in me. I'm like, I'm just going to like, even if this goes nowhere and we are just like, you know, friends, and I can, you know, I have a cool, like, you know, contact in New York
Yeah.
that I can go visit, whatever. And I get on and she kind of pitches it to me, and we are so similar. Like, it was
Oh,
like I had mentioned before, my first business, I had a business partner, and for some reason my energy with this girl was like, everything was saying like, yes, like you're safe, like this makes sense, like you're on the same page. So yeah, from there she introduced me to like one of her like childhood best friends, and he's our
Oh,
other
cool.
partner.
Okay.
So the three of us, I guess, all started it together, and we opened July of this year. So yeah, it's been so fun. The expansion's been crazy. I mean, just it's so funny how like us saying that we're in New York, people just take us more seriously.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I can see it. Like it just
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
It really does. And it's been so fun. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like it's like the Salt Lake dream, like the girl like dream of like being in New York, having a business, like especially when you have that, I don't know, like entrepreneur spirit. There's
Yeah.
something about New York that just drives excitement.
Oh, 1000%. And it's so inspiring. And like when I go there, and so many people have told me this, but it really is the melting pot of the world. Like
yeah.
everything starts in New York, and there's something in my brain that, yeah, because we're like entrepreneurial, it's in my mind, I'm like, if I can make it in New York, then like I can do it anywhere. Like I'm good at what I do. Like it was this weird like proving to myself that like it wasn't just like Salt Lake, and like even though Salt Lake is great, like I always say that and like kind of dog on Salt Lake. I love Salt Lake. I don't think I'll leave.
Yeah.
But there is just like a different level that you hit in New York that you just don't get to experience here as much.
Yeah.
So
100%. I couldn't agree more. I think it's great. I love it.
thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you because I struggled so much because I've actually started and failed multiple times and done different businesses and trying to find my way. When I started my real estate portfolio and decided I wanted to do a podcast, I really struggled with branding and knowing like how to execute it. And I went through a couple different companies before I found you. So what are your ideas of branding, and how can people be successful at that when launching a business? What's the important things?
Yeah, no, branding is truly so important, but it's also something that I feel like a lot of people completely overthink. Really, when it comes down to it, when it comes to branding, let's say you don't have the budget to hire someone to do your branding and you're going to do it on your own. That's definitely an option.
Yeah.
But in those situations, I mean, in any situation, the biggest thing is to focus on who the target audience is and cater to the target audience and speak to them. What I see so many people do so often, and I've been guilty of this too. Like I was a social media girly when I started. I've now brought on amazing branding partners, and I've seen successful brands take off and like what it takes. And I've been a part of those projects. And I've also been a part of projects watching brands not do well because the branding was off. And the biggest thing that is that contributes to that is not knowing who your target audience is, or whether you know them or not. And so, yes, I do believe like logos are so important and colors are so important and fonts are so important. But the most important thing is that you're never abandoning who your audience is.
Yeah.
Because I get so many people that want to do a rebrand and they're like, we just want to be cooler. Like we want to like, I don't want to like be this version of the brand anymore. We want to be this version. And there are strides to get there, and it has to be really intentional, and you can get there, but you can't like think about like if you were like dating someone and then suddenly they completely change their entire personality, you'd be like,
what?
Wait, that is not who I started dating. Like, who are you? So it's the same with brands. It's like you have to make sure that you understand who you're talking to, and you keep that personality and that persona throughout everything you're doing.
Yeah, I love that. I've never thought of it that way, and that's so smart. And just Understanding your audience, 100%. That's some great insight because
Yeah.
you think like, oh, it doesn't look great, or maybe I need a different color or whatever, but there's so much more behind it.
So much more. And I feel like the thing that people often do, and it like kind of like makes me sad, but like at the same time, I get it, is they, like I was mentioning before, they kind of abandon who is naturally gravitating towards them. And the biggest thing with brands too is they are entities. They are their own
Yeah.
thing. And you can try to turn a brand into something that it's not. And that's when it flops.
Yeah.
You have to let a brand like turn into what it's like naturally becoming. One example is like honestly my first photo studio, Relish Studios.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was going to be like a like cool like LA vibe, like kind of more like not grungy, but like very like set active kind of vibes. Like
Yeah.
I had such a different vision for it. And as we were building it out and renovating, I'm like, it was telling me who it was. And it's like, she's kind of like the Scandi, like cool girl. Like she's like light and airy and like kind of like, I don't know. She's like a breath of fresh air. Whereas I was going grungier with it. That was my intention.
Yeah.
And like even her name, like she told me her name was Relish. I'm like, she just like became like what it was supposed to be. And
Yeah.
it was like all of my ideas for her, even though like I want to keep things cool and like my aesthetic, it's like
Mhm.
it just had to be what it was. And the more you force it to be something it's not, is that's when people go wrong with branding.
Yeah, I love that. They even say that about like buying a home. Like when you move into a home, like don't gut it or change things immediately.
Yeah.
Like settle into the house, get to know each room, and
Yeah.
let the home be what it is and like decorate it and paint it as it's supposed to be. So I find that really interesting. It's kind of the same thing.
Wait, 1000%. And I agree with that too. Like any apartment or house I moved into, I'm like, it has to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can have this grand idea and you buy all the decorations, all the furniture, and you like put it in there. You're like, why
Wait.
is this weird?
Yeah, this does not look good.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's crazy. That's so cool. I love that. I love that you're like so intentional with your work and growth, and it's just so great.
Thank you.
So fun. Tell me, what is like your secret with sauce? Like what are some of the salty secrets that you think have made the success or the brand what it is?
That is a great question. I feel like, I guess when I'm thinking about sauce in the like grand scheme of things, a huge thing that we've really paid attention to was systems and our bandwidth. When I feel like this is such a natural thing for agencies to do is you start getting momentum and you just start saying yes to everyone. You're like,
Oh,
this is so exciting. Yeah, we can so do it. And I would find myself, and I found myself around like 2022, we had this big, huge boom. And I had a team of 12 and we had all these clients. Like we were like, it was just, I literally felt like on top of the world and it was so
Yeah.
cool. And what I like on the caveat or on the other end of that was I was so stressed and none of it felt intentional. And I don't think clients, like, I don't know if some of them noticed, maybe not, but like I wasn't giving the experience that I want to
Yeah.
give. And so I feel like with sauce now, like really like what is the secret to us being here as long as we've been here and like continuing to grow is we are very systemized and we also cap out how many clients we can have. And also with our team, we don't just hire anyone. They have to go through an internship process where we basically train them on the job first before we ever hire anyone. And it's a good way for everyone to test everyone out. And
Yeah.
that is how we've kept our like nucleus team for so long. I mean, I have, 2 employees. One's been with me for 5 years. The other's been here for 4 years. And I know that's like not as common as I would like it to be, but I think it's because of the intention and also like being structured while still staying creative.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think such a key indicator that you pointed out was capping out, like capping out clients, like that you want to do a good job.
Yes.
And if you're overload and you're not able to provide the services that you promise, then that is such a downfall on your business. And I think that's so smart for people to understand that you can't just like take and take and take and just try to produce as much as possible. You want to be intentional and give those clients the best experience. And that has to be like such a huge part of your success.
Exactly. Yeah, 1000%. And I mean, my team and the work we produce is our product.
Yeah.
And so it's what I realized was like, yeah, we were making a ton of money, but the product wasn't good. It wasn't
Yeah.
good enough for me, at least. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think that like for us is that's what we really hold true to. And we're also very goal oriented. I
Yeah.
mean, you're here in our office
I love
and
it. I am.
yes, and there's a huge mood board in the back. So technically like the day that I got our LLC, like register the business, we consider our birthday.
Yeah, cute.
So yeah, we always celebrate our birthday. It's January 9th, and it's like right around New Year's too, which is
That's
nice.
so fun.
So all of the girls and I guess, and Luke, we have a boy now too. I need to remember. All of the team and I get together and we put together this mood board where we basically like write out everything that we're gonna do this year. We like set the vibe, all of that, and the years that we've done it, it has been insane what we've called in, and the years that we haven't done it completely falls flat. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that you guys do that though, because it just, I don't know, it just sets the year up for success. And does it help you kind of stay on track all together as a team, like through each quarter? Like, do you look at things by like quarter or year? How do you set, like when you're looking at your mood board and creating that, like what are you foundationally trying to lay out and how do you keep track of it?
Great question. I feel like I really like nailed this down in a way that like makes sense with us with flow this year. So I actually have a note in my notes app, and I have all of my personal goals as well as all of Sauce's goals that I made with the team listed out there. And anytime I think of a goal like or something that I want to do, I like write it down like in the moment and then I can tweak it later. But so yeah, with having Sauce's goals there, I check my goals every single morning. It's one of my to-dos, and I would just read at least one of the goals and like really think about it. Like, where are we at with that? Like all of that. And then also with the team to loop them in, we have the mood board. It's like listed everything out, but we have a Monday call every week. And we basically, this call is to like orient all of us with clients and where we're at and like on projects and, you know, due dates, how close are we? Where do we need support? It just is like a good like starting point.
Yeah.
And one of those things we go over is one of the goals that we set. So we like think about a goal every single week of like, okay, remember we said aligned clients only. So like, are we doing that? And we said we wanted X amount of UGC clients. Where are we at with those? Like how many do we need to get to, you know, that goal for the year? How many should we try to get this quarter? Things like that. So I think having that regular check-in with yourself and the team and having it like in one place where people can always like see it and like get reminded is huge.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. It's my understanding, and from just some things that I've read, that social media companies in general, are some of the quickest, largest growing companies up to date. Like they are just booming. So my question for you, and this comes a little bit personal for me too, because I have made mistakes in trying to hire the type of media or the company that's going to fit me the best and understand what I'm trying to execute. So, what would you say for somebody that's looking for a company to either manage their social media or do their branding? Like, what would you look out for?
Yes, I am so passionate about this. I have seen so many people get so like taken advantage of and promise so much and receive so little. And I have empathy too for the agencies as well. Like everyone's trying to figure out this beast that is social media because it's a content monster and it's a lot of work, and it seems so fun and easy. Like you're like, why is this so hard? But what I've noticed, and these are like even mistakes I've made. So like when I'm saying this, I'm not like, other agencies suck. Like,
yeah, 100%.
I think most people have good intentions, but something that I would really look out for is if people need to know their structures, and if they can like confidently quote you, a service or whatever, like in the moment. Like that's something that I've had, sales training and all of that. And the biggest thing is like, they feel like they can trust you more when you know your offerings through and through. And I can say, okay, this is what we do. This is the process. This is what we're going to take you through. This is the price. How are you feeling? And the reason why I say that is like, yes, it's great from a sales perspective, but also as the client on the call, when people are super wishy-washy and like, yeah, maybe we could maybe do it. Maybe we'll try it out. Like I'm all about trying things out. But if they're trying to claim that like they're going to do this huge, trial thing and it's going to be crazy expensive, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I would also I'm so about mixing and matching your agencies. Like there are so many like one-stop shops, which so cool, and some of them do rock. A lot of them are not good at anything. They're just mediocre at everything.
Yeah.
And like especially with the social media piece, we see it time and time again where you'll go to this big agency and maybe they're really good at ads, or maybe they're really good at print or whatever, and they're really established. They're good at that. But then they'll offer social media management, and what that actually means is they're only going to post for you like 3 times a month, but they're charging you $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So I really like to mix and match and like find people that are more niched as far as like agencies go. And that's something that with my agency, I try to do everything too. I try to be a one-stop shop and hire everyone in and, have people I trust for sure. But what I realize is my favorite thing to do is to bring in another partnering agency on things that like they're the experts at. And I say the expert at social media and content creation. So yeah, I would really be wary of one-stop shops. And then the biggest thing is finding people that are your target audience that are doing the marketing. I mean, there can be like unique cases, like everything I say, there's always like an exception to the rule, of course.
100%.
But what I've seen the best success in is when the marketing team is or completely understands the target audience. So the target audience, let's say you're a brand that is, reaching young millennials, like young moms. You're not going to hire some old dude like to like talk
exactly.
to. They don't know the cool brands that like the young moms are wanting right now. Like they don't know how they're dressing. So I really encourage people to find people that match their target audience, or at least really understands them or has a team that is them.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. And I think that's the mistake I made early on, is when I was interviewing and looking for certain media companies before where I'm at now, I was skeptical because I was unsure that the people that I was working with understood and knew what I was trying to execute and kind of matched my personality, almost like I was their audience. And I think that's where the issue was. So it wasn't necessarily a company. It was just that my expectations didn't fit what they were, seeing.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It happens to everyone. Like it's happened to Sauce before too. Like we've had companies come in and we're like, oh yeah, we can do it. And we can and we can do it well, but they have different expectations. They have a different, vision for something. And so when you find a team that really gets your vision and like gets how you work, that's really what you're looking for. And like, even if they are green, like I'm so about new agencies, like they are hungry and they're about it. They're going to move mountains for you. Yeah. And they're going to do it for a lot less too. And you guys can all tell a really cool story with that. As long as they understand the target audience, or they are the target audience. So like, I wouldn't like, if someone's new or green to like as an agency, I wouldn't take that as a red flag.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with them if they are completely your target audience.
Yeah. I love that. That's such good information, because it's hard to know where to take your business sometimes. And with all of the social media going on and the high expectations of it, especially like my age group, I feel like some of us are like good at navigating social media platforms, and some of us like, I don't know, like I struggle with it. I definitely lean on my daughter.
Totally.
I have no idea what to do. Like, what's popping? Like, what do I do with my camera? What do I do with my voice? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. And so I feel like when that's not in our wheelhouse and we're leaning on somebody to help us provide that, it is so important to pick the right company or to interview the company. And one thing that I really appreciated about Sauce is when I was meeting with you guys and you had multiple meetings, Zooms, really got to know me, what I was trying to accomplish, my brand, my colors, and everything was so organized and well formatted. I just loved it.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I worked so hard for that.
I know. It was executed like so beautifully. And for someone like me that's so particular, and I'm like a visionary, I have to see things. I have to and then I have to like almost touch things and know what they're there. Like the way everything was just packaged was so lovely. Like it was just one of my favorites.
Thank you so much. No, I really appreciate that. I will speak to that too. I mean, as being a consumer, I also like I feel like I can trust a company when I know the process and the process is clean. Like the
Yeah.
routine is clean. Like I feel like that just builds automatic trust.
Oh,
And
100%.
it also allows room for like more creativity and more, like making sure we're really getting the vision. So,
Yeah.
and I would say that for any type of brand, it's just being consistent and like reliable and making sure the process is clear is so huge.
Yeah,
So
100%. It just helps with the whole outcome. I
definitely.
love it. So, Sam, tell me a little bit about you
Oh,
outside of sauce.
oh my
Like,
God.
who are you,
am
girl?
that is the golden question. My therapist says I need to detach myself from work, so we're working on it. Who am I? Well, I guess outside of sauce, I feel like I'm like just naturally a creative. I did not think I was before. Before I got into this world of, I guess, the world of fashion first, and then now this. I was actually studying to be an athletic trainer, which is
Really?
hilarious. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's so random.
So random.
Like, if you know me, it's like, sorry. No, I'm like, and I'm also like squeamish with like blood, and I don't know what I was thinking. So, but yeah, like I did not think I was a creative person before, but now it's like, now that I've kind of found myself and like leaned into these things, like I guess when I'm not like at work, I am trying to do something creative or like get really
Yeah.
intentional on like my aesthetic. Like, what does my house look like? What is my new vibe for like the fall? Like, what am I wearing? All of that. So
I love that. That's so cute.
thanks.
How fun. I can't, like, the personal trainer. You said personal trainer?
So it's an athletic trainer.
Oh,
So I
athletic
would have
trainer.
basically been like a sports medic. I would have been like on the
okay.
side of like sidelines of a, football
Yeah.
game. And like if someone breaks their ankle,
Yeah.
I'm fixing the ankle.
So-
Which I
Wait.
hate sports too. So
So how old were you when you made this, like when you were trying to approach that? How old were you?
I was 19, 20, almost 20.
Yeah.
So I was a baby.
I love that. That is like my favorite thing. It's so cute because it's so funny. I think at that like era and age of like everyone's life, like you think you have an idea of what you want to do, and it's crazy what can happen like a couple years down the road. Like
yeah.
how everything changes, your mind changes, and opportunities present itself. And I'm so glad that you weren't like fearful to change your mind. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
oh, I'm already in this. I have to do it. Like, had you not like taken that risk, like this wouldn't exist.
No, totally. And I actually have my dad to thank for that. It's like so funny.
Aw.
It's like I remember we were standing in line to pay my tuition, and I don't know what came over him to tell me this because like I was seemingly fine. But he like turns to me, he's like, you don't have to do this, right? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you like, just make sure whatever you do for a living, like you actually love it. Like
Yeah.
my dad owns his own business, and he's like a gadget guy. So he so he's an alarm like security guy. And so he gets to like do what he loves every single day. He's like, I don't even care how much money I make. I just love what I do. And like, I want that for you. And we paid my tuition, and I knew right then and there, I'm like, so I'm not going to be coming back after the semester, and I'm going to find a fashion program and figure it out.
Oh
So,
my God. I love that.
Yeah.
That is such good advice.
it's the best advice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad whatever took over his body and told me that, like, thank God. So.
Yeah. No, that's amazing because it's like at that age too, because I'm sure in your mind you were like, oh, we've already put money towards it and I should really think about this. But to have that support is so cool because it really probably helped you, like you said, make
Mhm.
those next steps and not be fearful to change your mind and do something different.
Oh, totally. And all of it, like everything that you learn along the way, like it weirdly comes back around in
Yeah.
different like ways. Like me knowing anatomy helps me like styling clothes. Like
Yeah.
if someone has a shorter torso, I'm going to purchase or like pull different outfits. Like I'm going to like style them differently if they
Yeah.
have like just like understanding like how that works. So it's like they don't seem like they make sense. And I feel like that's why a lot of people like get scared to try new things or to, change direction is like I'm starting from ground zero, but you're really not. Like
Yeah.
you'll find those weird random ways of like how they connect and you're like, okay, this now is making sense. Okay, cool.
I love it. That's so cool. That's honestly like one of my favorite things, I think. I have a question for you that I think is going to be super helpful for so many people. And I think a lot of us have struggled with this, especially starting a business and being worried. So, how do you handle backlash, negative comments, or that cancel culture that's out there?
I can speak to this personally. I have been like mini canceled before. So canceled, I guess, as far as I could be at my size. But getting canceled now, I feel like people like it's a matter of if you let people cancel you or not. I think like the cancellation, like if that's happening, it's always like I think there's some brands that like or people that like will not take any feedback, and that's where people get upset.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of the coin where it's like the people cannot like let anyone just like make a mistake and then like make it right and then get over it. But I guess like speaking from my experience, like to make a very long story short, I had mentioned before in my first business, I had started that with one of my really good friends, and it did not turn out good at all. And it was actually like one of the worst days of my life. I had gone on live actually so we had split ways a few months prior to this. Like it was like not news to anyone, but I had gone live to announce that I was like closing my first business and like kind of relaunching this new business that was the vintage. And I was so excited about it. And I was kind of trying to give some context. And what I said in the live, I can absolutely see how it got interpreted the way that it was. Yeah. But I had said something like, I'm so excited to be able to do something completely on my own. Like I make every decision and like I can just go forward. And the way that was translated was I was kind of like blaming my business partner on like why it failed. It was like her decisions I wouldn't have made, which is not what I meant by that, but I absolutely see how that like came off. So anyway, so I like announced this on live and I was so excited. I'd gone out with my friends. We were like at a bar, like, you know, celebrating like my freedom and the start of this new chapter. And suddenly I look down at my phone and it's just ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, that's weird. And I look and it's my old business partner and all of her friends going on and tagging me in stories. And they read me to filth. Like, oh no. Just, it was a lot to handle. And at that time, like that was like my whole friend group. Like I had a couple like other like really good friends like outside of that, thank God. But like for the most part, that was my core friend group. And it was like everyone just flipped right then and there. And I went dark, like, and it was so traumatizing. I had never seen this happen to anyone else. This was 2018, I think. I'd never seen anything like this before. And I had grown my personal Instagram at this point, and it was growing like really consistently. And I was, I was doing the whole influencer thing. I was really excited. And I'd never seen anyone have anything like this happen to them. And so I was getting people in my DMs, like, saying horribly mean things to me. I was getting trolled by like 2 accounts for years on end after this too. Just anything I posted was like, you don't look like that in real life. You edit all your photos, like just like mean, like rude things. Like, of course I only post the good photos.
Well, don't any of it, like how many of us post like terrible photos of ourselves?
Exactly. I'm posting the good ones. And I actually don't edit my photos like you think I do. But I just got one good shot, so I'm posting it. Anyway, so it was really, like, it sounds so embarrassing to admit now because I've seen it happen to people and people really rise above it. But for me, it was so traumatizing. I like couldn't leave my house for like a couple months. Like I couldn't drive my car. Like my anxiety was so bad because I thought everyone hated me. And like it felt so public. And like I didn't know what, like the advice that I was given was like, just let them talk, like just let them do it and like say their piece and then move on. Like if you start like barking back, like that's when everyone's gonna turn, like you're gonna look bad. Like you're playing into their game essentially. So I just like stayed silent and I was down bad for a long time. And it still like does affect me in certain things where like I just am always looking over my shoulder, like who's gonna cancel me this time, And the thing is, now being like on the other end of it, like, and like, I'm on my feet and I've launched a new business and like, yes, I'm back in the public eye, not nearly to like what I was hoping to do before, but I wish I had gotten this advice before, but it's like I was mentioning, you get to choose if you're canceled or not. And there are times where like in my situation, I said something like that was interpreted wrong. I knew what my intention was.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to get feedback to know if you're doing something wrong. Like,
Right.
that's like, to me, like a good friend would tell you that. But like, obviously my friends were really mean about it, but they were also mad. So it's like, there's times where you're getting feedback from your audience and you have to take that in. And then there are other times where it's like, you can take ownership and people are going to still come at you because they're trolls and they're crazy and they love it. Yeah. And so you cannot let this weird dystopian like world like of social take you out of what's actually real and your real friendships, and like stop you from like being yourself, because it's like now you see it all the time with these influencers. Yeah. They're getting crazy hate all the time. Like and I tell this to all my clients. I'm like, if you're not getting hate and if people aren't talking about you on Reddit, like you're not doing it right. Like you haven't made it yet. Like we got to do something crazier. Like that's when you know that you're doing something, because people like the polarizing energy makes you stand out. It's iconic. Like that's what people want. And so being canceled is not the end of the world. It really is not. If anything, it's like, take the feedback. How can you do better? And then also analyze, like, did I actually do something wrong, or are people being like actually crazy? Yeah. So
that's funny. Okay, now I'm going to be checking Reddit at some point once my whole podcast grows. Yes. And the second I seen some crazy shit on there, I'm going to be like, yes, I'm iconic.
I made it. I'm iconic. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Do not let them get you down. Yeah, if you get like bad trolls on TikTok, like I started posting on TikTok again. I have literally 800 followers, like nothing at all. And I like have this one troll. I'm like, oh my God, they're obsessed with me.
Oh,
like,
that's hilarious.
Pop off. Like, it's just reframing that, because like there's some that are just so neat, like you can it's just so petty. Like someone told me like I had like a slicked back bun in one of my videos. They're like, never go bald. I'm like, what? I shave my head now.
You're like, now
like I'm like that too. It's like, that's hilarious. But so yeah, I feel like that's when you know, like Reddit threads about you, slay.
That is so funny. I've just never thought about it that way. I love the way you preface this.
Yes. Like, I hope everyone gets canceled. That's your goal.
Yeah. Salty segment, get canceled. That's it.
Get canceled.
Get canceled. Boom.
Obsessed.
Oh my God, that's my favorite thing. Oh my hell. I can't even. I'm going to do that.
I hope you get canceled. You're a downfall. Just kidding. You're uprising.
Just kidding. You're uprising. Keep going.
That's when you know you're on the up and up.
I love it. Well, Sam, I so appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been absolutely so amazing. It's so fun to get to know you a little bit better. And I feel like you just have such great advice, and you're such a amazing businesswoman and what you've put together, and I've got to experience firsthand, so I get to say that.
What, me?
Woo, woo. Even though, you know, you had to deal with all the bullshit to get there.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I feel like that's what's made you so successful and turned you into the person you are. And I don't know. I love working with you. I've loved working with you, and everything that you brought here today, I feel like is so helpful, because there's so many people that are nervous to start a business or unsure what they want to do. And I don't know. I just feel like your words were so sound and helpful. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Also, my love language is words of affirmation. So I'm like, oh, my cup is full.
No, my cup is so full.
No, I honestly feel the same way about you. We love working with you. I'm so excited to see where this podcast goes. Like, you just are a natural at this, and you make like this whole scenario. Like, I feel so comfortable to talk to you. So yeah, you're so made for this.
I'm so glad. I kind of failed though. I didn't have a special drink for you.
Oh, that's fine. I've had way too much coffee today anyway. Like, my heart rate's through the roof. So that's probably a good thing.
I'm gonna have to have you back, because now I have to have a special drink for you.
Okay, say less. Love.
But I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Salties, I love you. I will see you next week, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Mwah. Bye. Thank you for joining me today on Salty City. Honestly, I love that you're all here. I look forward to the questions, the DMs, the Q&A. I want to hear from you. That's what this is about. So reach out to me. Please subscribe. If you want more, we're going to be dropping episodes weekly, and it's going to be amazing, and we're going to do it together. So I'll see you shortly.